Hey it's Serge and welcome back to my channel. If you read the title already, you can probably guess what's happening, but I have decided to make some changes to my YouTube channel and embrace the new year, new me mindset. Ignoring the fact that I'm more than a month late, I've been wanting to change things up for quite a bit, just because I'm constantly changing and improving as a person, and I feel like now especially I have a clear idea of what I want to do for my channel in the future, like what videos I want to post, etc. So this is just sort of the start of that new era. In this video I'm going to be giving you guys my step-by-step guide for a channel makeover, and throughout it I'll also be answering your guys' questions on how I grew my channel, get sponsorships, etc. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to be changing is my channel's profile picture, which is the speed paint that you're watching now. This is probably pretty obvious because it's such a big part of any YouTube channel's brand. I hate my current profile picture, or the one before this one, because it wasn't even meant to be a profile picture. It was just some random drawing that I did, but I felt like the old profile picture that I had before this one was getting boring, so I wanted to switch it up randomly and I picked it. And that also forced me to change my whole channel's theme or aesthetic super fast, and it was really scuffed and rushed, and I never really loved the color scheme that much, and I just never really grew to love it either. So the profile picture before that one was definitely more iconic, and I love the color scheme. It was super pink and pastel and coquette, but this time I did want to switch it up and make my channel a new color for the new era, and the color I picked was blue. It was this periwinkle sort of blue color. It wasn't bright in your face blue, but I literally love this color with a burning passion because it's pastel, it's in between purple and blue, that perfect combo. I don't know, I really like it. By the way, here's the reference picture that I used for the profile picture. Obviously they don't look that similar because I changed up most of the colors, but I just used this reference picture for the face angle because I was having a bit I was going through a bit of art block at the time, and I was having a bit of trouble drawing faces through this angle. So starting off with the first batch of questions, let's talk about YouTube growth. So the first question asked was, what habit contributed most to your growth on YouTube? I'd say especially for channels that are below 1,000 subscribers, or even if you are a little bit above that, definitely posting consistently helped me the most on my YouTube journey. I remember I posted maybe once or twice a week, especially back during quarantine when I had a lot of free time. I would post twice or thrice a week, but now I have gone down to doing it once a week, but I have also started posting some shorts, which I do definitely recommend doing because they do reach a wider audience than your usual long-term videos. But yeah, definitely posting consistently helped me a lot, and especially this follow-up question is, how do you find motivation to post consistently? I wouldn't say that it's always motivation, but it also has a lot to do with discipline. Some weeks I literally just don't feel like recording and editing and posting and everything, but I have built up the discipline to post every week, and I usually always have these safe video ideas that I can rely on if I am hit with art block, or if I just don't have enough time that week for a full illustration, because these safe ideas will essentially still allow me to enjoy the filming process and editing process. Also, they do require slightly less effort and definitely less time, so I can spend that time on school for studying instead. Going back to the drawing, I finished the sketch, and whenever I do digital art, I always keep the sketch as a liner of sorts. So then I went straight on to coloring, and whenever I color, you guys probably noticed that I changed the background color to gray, just because it helps me set a better starting point for the base colors. After adding in the base colors and some slight shading, I go ham with the lighting, and now I have started rendering, which is what you're seeing now. Moving on to the next batch of questions, I'm going to be talking a bit about sponsorships. I got so many questions about this so I'm going to be trying my best to simplify the process of how you can reach out to companies and how companies usually reach out to you. So in terms of process, usually a company reaches out to me, and I am really bad at checking my emails. I usually check them once every 1 to 2 weeks, but I definitely recommend you do it more often. In the email, they'll usually give you their pitch on a product that they want you to promote and how you can help them in the process. Some only want one video for YouTube, others prefer shorts or a series of videos, or some want you to promote the product through all your platforms. It really just depends on the company. So if you do end up agreeing, you guys can then go on and discuss what you're going to do for the actual video and the cost and everything. My most important tip is to be careful not to get scammed. I know it's so hard, especially with the rise of social media and its ability to be so accessible to everyone, but some basic pointers I like to do to make sure it isn't a scam is to check if it's a well-known brand, or if other artists I know have collaborated with them, and even if they have products on websites like Amazon, or even if they have their own website. Most of the time it is pretty easy to tell when a company is going to scam you, so just be careful about that. Moving on to how you can increase your chances of getting companies and brands to notice you, I definitely advise you to put your email in all your bios or video descriptions, because that'll allow the company to see you and have an easily accessible way of reaching out to you. I also do think that companies prefer channels that have a decent engagement rate, so that way just don't focus purely on subs, but also focus more on views. There are no requirements, by the way, but I definitely noticed that once I started getting more views rather than just subscribers on my channel, more companies were willing to reach out to me. So another thing that I recommend is also make sure that you actually spend time reviewing products and trying it out. Don't just do it just because you got it sent to you, and don't just do it for the sake of doing it. What I've noticed is that more companies are more likely to reach out if you actually did set a good precedent for a review video. So if you do spend a lot of time and effort in your review videos, then more companies will be willing to reach out, because if those videos reach a large audience because the video is in high quality, brands will be more likely to send you their products. The final question for this sort of section is, what was your sub count when you got your first sponsor? I believe I was at like 1,600 or like 1,650, I think, and it was an alcohol market sponsorship. And I remember after getting that, it was just like a straight up year and a half of me like repeatedly doing sponsorships for alcohol markers or like other art supplies, which just shows how, because I spent so much time and effort on that first video, other companies saw it and were more likely to send me their products to review. I also do have an exciting announcement to make, but first let's open it up with a question. How did you come up with the name Hershey Draws? This takes me down memory lane because I didn't actually come up with it, my friends did, or at least the first part. Hershey sounds really similar to the first part of my actual name, and I think my friends, I don't even remember who, started calling me that as a little joke in elementary, and it's stuck with me ever since. However, the time has come to change the name, and the name I picked is Hershey, except with an I this time. Did I clickbait you there? First off, here is the finished profile picture, but going back to the name, this is a change that I've been wanting to do for a while, just because Hershey's is like already a chocolate brand and I don't want issues with that in the future. And also Hershey is more personal, and don't worry, I will be keeping the draws part. By the way, all these changes will happen on Saturday at around like 1 p.m. EST, so in like 2 hours after this video premieres. Anyways, moving on, I'm now doing the end screen, and this isn't going to be animated this time, but I might animate it in the future just like using the space. And I chose to draw this little floating chibi version of my profile picture, and at the top I wrote "see you next time," and I used an old thumbnail to map out like where the outro video would be so I could adjust the sizing of it, and I also added some white doodles towards the end. I do want to quickly address some questions that I got about how I edit my videos. I edit my videos on Vlow. I do use the free version. I edit my shorts on CapCut, and I do my thumbnails on Procreate, which is what I use for all these drawings and like my digital art in general. I film and edit my videos on my iPhone XR since it's less work to like transport the clips to a different device, and I do my everything else on my iPad, and then I airdrop them to my phone for setting up the Premiere. I did get some requests to do like a whole video focused on how I edit and like make my videos, but I have done that in the past and that led to a lot of people copying my editing style, so I probably won't be doing that in the future, but I hope this short recap was helpful to those of you who wanted it. Anyways, here's the finished end screen, and the final thing I'm doing is the channel banner, which I just used my old one as a template and just made these like blue bubbles, and I wrote my upload schedule, but that's pretty much it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching till the end and for supporting me this long. I really appreciate every comment that you guys leave and every like on all my videos, because I love reading the comments. They always make me so happy. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!